So obviously, I'm not saying that this was like a problem for me or a task. I obviously love you, and I do this. This is a fun for me, but also this is my responsibility as the older brother. I always felt this, like this positive responsibility, that okay, I have to take care of this boy and show him everything and teach him everything and train him and help him to be as strong and powerful and smart as possible. And yeah, and you also did this for me, so it's not like one way I'm the big old guy. I learned a lot from you, and we are always improving each other, so it's going great.
I kind of got the thought that, okay, but how could I reciprocate this thing? That because every time I think about what I'm doing and how I'm doing my things, I always remember that, okay, you were the one that showed me how to do these things, and you were the one that guided me towards the sources that basically enabled me to think in this way. And now I got the thought that, okay, but how did I reciprocate it? How could I reciprocate it? And maybe we could just look at this from a larger perspective, so it could be more at hand for our listeners. How can how can you assume the responsibility of the older brother, and how can you reciprocate this responsibility and this caring from the perspective of the younger brother? And how does the age difference affect this? Because between us there's like 8 years, and
Yeah.
in this frame there's obviously a like, I don't know, a hierarchy or something. That's not the best word for to describe it, but there's a predisposition for the older to care for the younger. But in the
Yeah.
case where there was like 2 years or 3 years, like we see in our friend group, there isn't such a strong such a like highlighted difference.
Yeah.
How can you assume the responsibility of the older brother? How can you reciprocate from the point of the younger brother? And maybe we could ask, why is this important as well?
Okay, so I have quite a few interesting points. One of them is, I think, the most important one. As you started, you said that how can you offer extra points of view or extra advice when you assumed that a lot of things that your ideas come from me or from the things that I showed you. I think here we come back again to Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson's one of the rules is to listen to the people that you are talking to, assuming that he knows something that you don't. And I always applied this rule even before I knew the rule, because obviously 8 years is quite a long time, but I think it's not like a huge difference. We still went to school. Both of us were school kids. So it wasn't like an extreme difference. And we had our impulses in life, and in a lot of points, in lots of moments, it's just the different perspective that helps. So when we were discussing ideas, it's not just logical and facts and things that we have learned. It's thinking as we do it right now. We are not regurgitating some books, but we are thinking to solve something. And in these situations, we always had these brainstormings. That's why we had this idea to start a podcast. As we were brainstorming for our whole life up to this point, the different perspectives and points of views helped both of us to form the ideas. And I think a lot of ideas that we consider, I consider it to come from you, or you consider an idea that it comes from me. It was created by the both of us. We were thinking and attacking each other with arguments, and then a revelation arrived, which was maybe it came from the one of our mouths, but it was created by the collusion of ideas. One point, and the other another point is that even though if we are in many ways very similar and consume similar content, I think it is distorted, this idea that we consume everything, the same things. When I really think about it, I think maybe more than 50% of the things that you have read, watched, or consumed are different. But the things that are the same, so obvious that create this distortion, this illusion of having the same background. But all the thing you read a lot more literature than I did. Obviously, architecture, lots of things. I also read lots of things that are different, not in the common realm. So I think we have quite a huge library of things and ideas that are different that we can use to offer perspectives and ideas.
Well, actually, if I think about it, it's obviously and completely true. You you finished the horticulture university. You finished law university as well. You have such a huge lexical and technical knowledge in these domains, and I know basically nothing about